Hello everyone. I'm Nikita Maurya, a cloud platform engineer working in cloud, DevOps, and AI-driven system. If you have been following my work, you know I focus on building a scalable infrastructure, automation, and applying AI to improve engineering workflow. Alongside my work, I actively speak at cloud and DevOps community, sharing insights on infrastructure and now AI-driven development. And today, I'm bringing that same structured conversation here. Last month, I launched my portfolio website and received an incredible response. Many of you ask how I built it, so I decided to turn that into a proper series. Now, here where it gets interesting. In December, while watching AWS reInvent from home, one announcement stood out to me: AWS Kiro and the concept of a spec-driven development. I have worked with multiple AI driven IDE and coding assistant before. So I understand how powerful AI can be accelerating development. But what made Kiro different wasn't just the speed, it was the emphasis on a structure, on clarity before coding. And that shift really resonated with me because building faster only work where we are building with clarity. So instead of just testing it casually, I applied this approach to something practical, my own portfolio. In this video, we'll start with the foundation, what AWS Kiro is, how it works, and why this mindset shift matters. Not just to use a tool, but how to think before you build. So let's get started.
So let's understand what is AWS Kiro. So it's an agentic AI integrated development IDE developed by Amazon Web Services. Kiro is basically a smart coding environment where AI help you while you build software. It's not just an autocomplete. It can generate code, help fix errors, suggest improvement, and guide you through your project. And honestly, the most interesting part for me wasn't that it just write the code. It was the idea of thinking before coding. Because let's be real, writing syntax is not the hardest part anymore. The hardest part is understanding what we are actually building. Let me give you one of the simple example. Imagine you are building a house. You don't just start placing bricks randomly, right? You first decide how many rooms, what layout, what budget, what materials. That's your blueprint. Kiro encourages the same mindset in software. Instead of just jumping straight into build this website, it pushes you to define what you want clearly. And once the clarity is there, everything becomes smoother. For me, that shift felt very practical, especially as someone working in cloud and architecture. It feels uh, less just coding and more like engineering. Okay, so let's jump into the practical things how you can start with. Okay, so if you want to follow along in this series, the first step is to download Kiro. So just to go to official website, the official website is kiro.dev/downloads. Here you can see the option for Windows, Mac. So if you are using Windows, you can download .dxe or like .exe file, and if you are for Mac, there is another file like .dmg file. You can directly install it from there itself. It's just like a normal any other applications. Okay, and here's the good part is you don't need an AWS account to start with it. Okay, so you can directly simply log in with your Gmail or GitHub, or if you have your AWS builder ID, that's good. You can directly use and then start with as a free tier. So let's also understand uh, what are the uses and credit that you will get as a free, right? So first, Kiro comes with four other plan. One is like a free environment, like free one. The other is Kiro Pro, Kiro Pro Plus, and then Power. Okay. So what I use the free tier completely. So basically free usage is available enough you to learn, experiment, and build a small project. Okay, and if you want to integrate your application later with AWS services, in terms of your deployment or integration, then you might use your you can use your AWS account. That's totally optional. Okay, so but learning this and experimenting it, it will not cost you, as per my experience, I can say for sure. So let's understand. Yeah, this is one of the a screenshot that I really want to show here. Is that it gave you, for the first time user, I used it for my builder ID, and I got the free credit of 500, and it's still remaining. I have 11th day left for this month, but it's still left. So yeah, that's more on the credit and free tier. Now, in Kiro, there are two types of mode. One is vibe mode, and the second is the spec mode. So let's understand more of it before jumping into the demo side of it. Okay. So what is vibe coding? So basically, vibe mode is like more on the vibe coding side. So let's understand first is what is vibe coding itself. So vibe coding is when you open an AI tool and simply say, build a website. Okay, you don't give any kind of input. You are not brainstorming. Just just added a random prompt, create a website. Okay, later you will tweak, you will refine, and you will experiment again. So it's fast, it's creative, and honestly, it's fun. Okay, there are very little planning upfront. Okay, so you explore as you go. Think of it's like a freestyle painting. You don't sketch for like you don't sketch first. You just start drawing and see where it goes. So it's amazing for brainstorming and quick prototype, but it may lack structure if project becomes serious. Okay, so that's where like a spec driven development is more important. Okay, so let's understand what exactly a spec-driven development and how Kiro uh, come with this idea. Okay, so it is providing a spec-driven development. So what is the spec-driven development? So spec-driven development means we define what we are actually building before writing and directly jumping to writing the codes. So we clarify what should it do, how should it behave, what are the constraints, what does success look like. Only after that we do we generate or write code. So let me also give you one of the example. Imagine like you have to build a house, right? So why coding is like just telling your builder, so like build something nice. Okay, so that is vibe coding. But with spec driven development is where you sit with your builder, you discuss about the floor plan, number of rooms, budget, material, and the safety requirement also, right? That document is your specification, and once the blueprint is clear, the construction becomes smoother and stronger. So that's the mindset behind spec development. Okay, so that's all about the spec driven development. Now this is what I have built with spec driven development. So this video I wanted to set the foundation. We understood what AWS Kiro is. We saw how to download it and get started. We talked about free uses, and most importantly, we understood the difference between vibe coding and spec driven development. So, but this is the result, and this portfolio that I have created is mostly the spec driven development inside the Kiro that I have used, and this is the final result. So this is more about the spec driven development, and I will share more details in the next video. So thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for the next video.